Hi, this is Mrs. King with your weekly reading lesson. This is for the week of May 5th through 11th. Our reading this week is going to be talking about how we determine the support that's given by an author, whether it's a fact or an opinion. Last week we talked about argumentative text, and so I'm going to review quickly with you what argumentative text is because the two of them kind of interlink. So argumentative text is where the author is trying to convince the reader of something or explain their thinking on a topic. So we talked last week about the author as the person that wrote it, and who did they write it for? That's the audience. A claim is what is the author's main opinion or what is their thinking about the topic. Okay, so what are they trying to get you to change your mind to? And then the support was the reasons or ideas that the author gives to support their claim. Now, this week, we're going to change it up a little bit because we're going to talk more a little bit about the support and whether or not the support is a fact or an opinion statement. So to determine this, we have to reread the ideas used to support the author's claim. What is it that they're trying to talk to you about? You have to ask yourself some questions. First of all, can you prove their support or their statement? Is it true no matter who says it? If it can be backed up by dates or science or numbers, then yes, it is a fact. If it can't, then you have to ask yourself, is it what a person thinks or feels? Does it change depending on who you talk to? Okay. Is it before belief, how they think or feel, best or worst, good or bad? Some of those are opinion words that give us a clue that then it is considered an opinion. So we're going to take a look at this mentor text for this week, and I'm going to go ahead and read it to you. And then I'm going to talk to you about what your assignment is with your text. First of all, as we do every time we read, we have to preview our text. So I've gone ahead already and done that for you. I've circled the title, which is Wild Pets. You can see I've gone over here and I've taken a look at the pictures. I've also circled the caption here at this picture. This caption says, baby otters and bears are examples of exotic pets. Can't imagine having a bear or an otter for a pet. And then I also chunked my text as to where I'm going to stop and jot. You'll notice that there's highlighted words. And then down here, I circled this words to know, which is like a miniature dictionary or glossary, which tells us what it's going to mean. This text also has a large text box at the bottom down here. So I've circled that. And what it is it's called A Tale of Two Kitties. And it talks about comparing a tiger cub to a domesticated house pet or a cat. And it gives information on that. And that's something that's important. You're going to want to read that as well. So let's go ahead. Before I read, I just want to also bring notice to this chart over here because this is kind of what your homework is going to look like. You'll see it's a chart that tells us what the article title is. There's a place here to write the statement that we find to tell us whether it's a fact or opinion, and then to give us how did you know, how did you base your choice here on whether it was a fact or an opinion. And I'm going to explain that in just a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and read. I'm going to read this out loud, and then I'm going to do some stopping and jotting every so often. And we're also going to look for fact and opinion sentences or claims in here. Or excuse me, support. Okay, so wild pets. Are you thinking about a new pet? At some shops and websites, you might see more than just dogs and cats. A growing number of pet sellers are offering wild creatures like hedgehogs, otters, and even tigers. I don't think tiger would be a very good pet for me. A pet that's wild and not used to people is known as an exotic pet. Having one may seem like fun, but experts say it can spell trouble for both you and the animal. I don't know. I don't think it seems like fun to me, but we're going to stop and take a little note over here. And I'm going to put pet sellers sell exotic animals. Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure if I would want a tiger or anything. And before I move on, I'm going to also take a look here at some of these support details that the author gave us. And I'm going to make a note and think here, are these facts or an opinion? Okay, so a growing number of pet sellers are offering wild creatures like hedgehogs, otters, and even tigers. That is definitely a fact. We could go ahead and we could look up on the internet and prove and see whether or not that is the case. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it there. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in red so it stands out just a little bit better. We're going to make it red and we're going to bold it. So that's a fact, okay? Let's look a little bit further. A pet that's wild and not used to people is known as an exotic pet. That is also a fact. However, as you go to the next sentence, having one may seem like fun. I don't know. That to me doesn't seem like it's going to be very fun. So to me, I'm going to make that as an opinion. Oh, excuse me. I didn't want to do that. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to make that as an opinion. All right. So we're going to continue to read now. Playing it safe. We're going to come down here and read playing it safe. One concern with exotic pets is safety. In 2017, a kid in Iowa was injured. We look over here, injured means hurt, after her family's pet wolf attacked her. That is definitely a fact. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to list that as a fact before I get any further along here. Okay? And I'll tell you why in just a minute. It was one of about 100 reported attacks by exotic pets in the past decade. While there are many attacks by regular pets, experts say that exotic pets can be especially unpredictable. Even cute creatures like hedgehogs can be a danger. Don't let their tiny size fool you, says Angela Grimes, the head of an animal rights organization. Hedgehogs can bite and they can carry diseases. Okay, well, I'm going to go over here because to me that's another fact. And I'm going to put an F right here so that we can pull that out later. But I'm also going to take a second. I'm going to stop and jot over here. And I'm going to put just exotic pets can be dangerous. Okay. So now we found a couple facts and we found some opinions too. Okay. There is another opinion over here, like an opinion word about how hedgehogs might be cute creatures, but it says that they can be dangerous. So that's kind of a mixture. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep reading over here where we started the wild side. The wild side. Being a pet can be bad for a wild animal too. Many of these creatures are taken from their natural habitat. Baby otters, for example, often live in groups in rivers, but as pets, they might live alone in a cage. They might swim in a bathtub once in a while. That's kind of sad. Today, the internet makes it easy to buy some wild animals, but Grimes asks people to think twice. Even if you take the best care of an exotic animal, that animal isn't living in the wild where it belongs, she said. So I'm going to take a quick little stop and jot over here. And I'm going to say, being a pet is not good for exotics. Okay? And then I'm going to continue to read down here a tale of two kitties. A tiger cub is super cute. Oh, I don't know. I don't think that the tiger cub would be super cute to me. I'm going to say that that's going to be an opinion. So we're going to make that an opinion down here, just so we know that that's an opinion. Ooh, interesting. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type O for opinion, just so I don't forget it. Oh, we're going to move down further. Okay, so here's an O for opinion. And then I'm going to keep reading. It grows up fast. Here's how an adult tiger compares with a regular house cat. And then it gives us some facts. So all of these things in this box here are facts. Okay. Okay, so now that I've read my article, I've come up with some facts and some opinions. I've done my stop and jots. I'm going to come over here to my chart, and I'm going to start filling it out. So the reason I made the fact and opinion is because in here you're going to type a statement, okay? So the first fact that we came up with said a pet that's wild and not used to people is known as an exotic pet. And I'm going to type it in here. And you can type this on yours as well because it will show up. Okay, so that's my first statement. I'm also going to put opinion here because it says having one may seem like fun. Okay, and then I'm going to put one more fact down here, and I'm going to put a concern with exotic pets is safety. Actually, I'm going to put this one in 2017. A kid was injured by the family wolf pet. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to look at these. I've already determined whether they're fact or opinion. So this one I've said is a fact. This one further down, excuse me, I'm going to say we said was an opinion. And then this one further down here, we said is a fact. Now, the thing is, how do you know whether it's a fact or an opinion? We talked about back here, let me go back to it, is that it shows if there's dates or science or anything like that, and it's true no matter who says it, it's a fact. But if it's a belief or somebody can tell you something different, then it's an opinion. So let's go back here. How do we know this? A pet that is wild and not used to people, and I forgot to type it in, is an exotic pet. Okay, we can prove that. That is what they call it, okay? If you look it up in the dictionary, it's the same. You can look in the dictionary. You can ask pet sellers or people that work with wild animals. Okay? So that's how I know that it's a fact. Okay? Over here, how do I know or why do I say this is an opinion? Having one may seem like fun. I'm sorry, I don't think having a tiger would be fun, but others might. Okay? So that has a feeling to it. It has an opinion. And then down here, okay, we have a date. It uses dates. It gives information. Okay? And that can be proved. Okay? So that's pretty much how you're going to do your work. And let me kind of show you what it looks like. Okay? You may choose to use this that's in your packet. Okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to find 3 facts and 2 opinions in your assignment. And I'm going to show you that in just a second. Okay? So this is what it would look like in your packet. Okay? However, we're going to provide the statements for you. We're going to make it easy for you. So if you're going to go to your Google Classroom, this is the icon you're going to look for in your Google Classroom to complete your assignment. You can type your answers directly into these empty boxes, or you can print it out and write your answers down and then send a picture, but you need to make sure you turn your work in. Okay? I've also included a rubric as to how your assignment is going to be graded. Okay, so you can take a look at this rubric and then you can determine what grade do you want. If you want a 95 to 100, you need to make sure you get all of this done. Everything needs to be completed. Okay, and so forth and so on. Some parts, if your assignment is not complete or you didn't identify correctly, then you could get a 65. But I know you're all going to work hard to get this 100.